friends, and welcome to STEAM Time with Sarah. My name is Sarah, and I'm the STEAM educator at the Greensboro Children's Museum. Since fall is coming up, and it's my favorite season, I thought that this activity could be inspired by my favorite season, fall. For this activity, all you'll need is a glue stick, some scissors, and some fall-colored paper, and also a white piece of cardstock if you have it. If you don't, that's okay. Follow along with me. To begin, start cutting your fall-colored paper into strips. I also have some scrapbook paper that are pretty fall colors as well, so I'm cutting those into strips also. You can have long strips, short strips, fat strips, or skinny strips. It doesn't matter because it's going to look beautiful no matter what. As I'm cutting my strips of paper, I'm lining them up on my counter so I see what they look like side by side. That way I can see what they'll look like when they're on my craft. Continue cutting your strips of paper until you have enough strips to cover almost an entire sheet of construction paper. When your strips of paper have been cut out, grab your white piece of cardstock. Again, if you don't have cardstock, that's okay. You can use a piece of construction paper. I traced a pumpkin on my piece of cardstock, but if you want, you can trace a different fall shape, like a leaf or a bat, anything you can think of. After I traced my pumpkin, I started to carefully cut it out. Remember, if it's not perfect, that's okay. Now that I have carefully cut out my pumpkin and it is all ready, I'm going to take a piece of yellow construction paper and start gluing on my strips of paper. You want to put them pretty close together so there's not gaps in between the pieces of paper. But because I chose a yellow piece of construction paper, if there are a few gaps in between my strips of paper, it won't be very noticeable, and it will also add to my fall colors. After you add your last strip of paper, your sheet will look like this. When you've finished adding all of your strips of paper, you flip your construction paper over with the strips of paper facing downward. You grab your fall shape that you cut out earlier, and you begin to trace it on the back of your paper. As you can see, I carefully traced my pumpkin on the back, and now I'm cutting it out. Remember, if you don't do it perfectly, that's okay. It's going to look beautiful and fallish no matter what. After you have cut out your pumpkin, it should look a lot like this. When you're all finished, you can paint the stem on your pumpkin. You can even paint a jack-o'-lantern face. As you can see, I took my pumpkin and glued it onto a black piece of paper to make it look like the night sky. If you make a craft like this, please make sure to post a picture of it onto our social media. We would love to see it. We'll see you next time.